Ariel Helwani post-fight at UFC 161 alongside Winnipeg's own Roland Delorme, who just defeated Edwin Figueroa. And Roland, congratulations. You got a win here in your hometown, and the crowd chanting your name. Unbelievable pop when you came out. What's this feel like?
It feels euphoric. It feels fantastic. It's nice to get a win in my hometown. It's nice to fight in my hometown, let alone get a win in hometown. And now I'm talking to Mr. Ariel Helwani, so I feel good.
How'd you feel going into it? Because you were the guy, you were the hometown boy, the only one on this card. Did you feel some pressure?
I mean, yeah, I know. Like, I don't put pressure on myself. I know I wanted to get the win for my family and friends that are out here, but at the same time, you know what I mean. Hey man, I need to win every time I go somewhere. I need to win. So it's no different from any other fight anywhere else.
The stories going into this fight were all about how 3 years ago you were running this pizza shop outside of Winnipeg. Now here you are fighting the UFC. You just won in front of your hometown crowd. Is it somewhat surreal? You've been in the UFC before, but that it happened here in Winnipeg.
Yeah, man, it is surreal. It's like my career's come to 360. I started fighting in Winnipeg. Now all of a sudden I'm fighting in the UFC in Winnipeg, and honestly, I couldn't have dreamed about this happening any other way. It's a dream come true for me to fight in Winnipeg for the UFC in my hometown.
Very dominant performance. It looked like you were going to finish him in the first round when you had that arm trap. Were you surprised he was able to survive?
Yeah, I was surprised. 9 out of 10 people, I would have finished him there. Man, that guy's fucking tough. I have to give him that much, man. A lot of other people would have tapped out. A lot of other people would have gave up. But he kept fighting through it, and man, like, I have to give him props for that.
What about towards the end of the third round? He was landing some shots. Were you ever in trouble?
Whenever you get punched in the face, you're in trouble. Yeah. I mean, you can't take 5 or 6 in a row and not be in trouble. But at that point, I had a big adrenaline dump, especially in the first round, holding position, and I went for triangles, arm bars. I had his back. It was like position after position after position. I just couldn't quite get the finish this time. But hey, man, live and learn and keep on going.
It's been a pretty big gap between your last fight and this fight. Did they save you to have you fight on this card?
No, actually, I had surgery in December.
Okay.
On my arm, and this was my first fight back. I mean, I rehabbed it up until February, and then.
Could you have come back sooner, or did they tell you we're going to Winnipeg? So
actually, they had called me and asked me when I'd be ready to fight, and I told them May or June. Oh. Then all of a sudden, a month later, they announced they're coming to Winnipeg in June. So for me, it felt like the perfect opportunity, and it felt like everything was just coming together perfectly, and it just felt like it was meant to be for me.
What happened with your arm?
Man, I wrecked it pre-fight, my last fight, and I needed to get it fixed.
You fought with an injured arm when you fought in Calgary.
Yeah, I did. I definitely did.
When I talked to you in May at that Fox event, you were talking about how you were having some issues, with the bills and whatnot. How are things going with that now?
Things are okay now. Yeah. I don't mind. Yeah, for sure. I couldn't think it could be better for me right now. Now, I just sold my house, and I went to Thailand for a bit to train, and I came back, and I was actually going to buy another house when I came back. But then UFC announced this fight for me, so I didn't want to be like house hunting and fighting. I trained to fight at the same time. So now I did the first thing. I got my win in UFC now. Now I get to buy another house, and I'm happy.
That's great. Well, congratulations. Enjoy it. Looking forward to the next one.
Thanks so much, Ariel.